Welcome back into Season Pass. The Central Bobcats, well, they had a few games this past week as their basketball season starts to gain some momentum. Central boys basketball on the road at Midland, taking on the Rangers in this contest from earlier on Monday. Bobcats 3-1 on the season after defeating Abilene this past week. The halftime score was Central 48, Greenwood 24. Final score 94-48. Bobcats win big time. Central's Trey Allen led all scorers with 23 points. Squeaky with 15. Bobcats now 5-1 on the season. The Lady Cats were on the road Monday afternoon in Abilene, taking on the Bulldogs. The Lady Cats in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, looking to regroup with just a few weeks until district play. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs' lead would extend to 18 before the final whistle. Final score 54-36. Lady Cats now 1-9 on the season. Lakeview on the road against Ballinger this past week. They are 3-3, and they entered this contest 2-3 in this matchup with just a few weeks until district play picks up. The Chiefs, they had 3 double-digit scores led by Joseph Delgado in this 32-point win. Chris Alviso being named player of the game to improve to 3-3 on the season and on the road next. Chiefs entered Tuesday's matchup 3-3 on the season, averaging almost 58 points per game, and back on the road against Reagan County for their second game of the week. 45-20 was the halftime lead, and after a 37-point Lakeview first quarter, 81-55 final score. Chiefs win big in this one. Lakeview won't be back in action until December 5th at home versus Eaton. Wall Hawks basketball, now 4th game of the season, was this past Tuesday against the number 2 Reagan County Owls. Wall Hawks entered on a 3-game win streak, averaging 53 points per game, but the Owls would prove too much. 50-41 final score. Owls 2-0, Hawks 3-1 on the season, and the Hawks back in action December 3rd. Wall Lady Hawks with a doubleheader on Monday. The first matchup against Decatur as the Eagles would take this one 59-38. The Hawks moving on to 3-3 after this contest, and their second of the 2 matches were against an Australian team, the Dunkaroos. This game got out of hand early, and the Lady Hawks would take this one 71-34 final score. A third game from this past week, the Lady Hawks, they played host to the Anna Coyotes. In this high-scoring match, the Hawks would fall to 4-4 following the tough 79-65 loss in the 1-2 in the 2-day tourney, and the Lady Hawks, Catherine Lewis, made the all-tourney team. Lady Hawks back in action December 3rd. Cougars back in action this week. Entering this matchup, looking to regroup at 1-3. The Cougars would dominate in this one at home versus the Red Devils, 64-36. Cougars now 2-3 and back on the road against the winners December 3rd. Lady Cougars now this time with a few games this past week as well. They were 5-4 entering their matchup with the Indians. Cougars were in a tough one, though. Final score 56-31, now 5-5 on the season after falling to the 7-2 Indians in this matchup. Cougars' second game of the week at home versus Abilene Cooper. The Cougars 5-5 entering this matchup and looking to get some consistency going with just a few weeks until district play. The Cougars would win big 53-15 and back on the road December 3rd versus Brownwood. Brady Bulldogs on the road Saturday for their third game of their season. A tough 54-82 loss for the Bulldogs, now 2-1 on the year. Jacoby and Reed led all Bulldog scorers with 13 and 11. Next game is this Thursday, December 5th at 6:20 p.m. Coming up next on Season Pass, Angelo State football closes out their 2024 season while the final 2 fall sports continue on. We also caught up with Rams basketball head coach 4 games into their season. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back.
Texas, the best deals of the season are here during the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Get a great offer across our full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs and experience unmatched capability and performance to make your holidays merry and bright. Hurry in to get a great deal during the Get Holiday Ready sales event. Only at your Texas Ford dealer. Get $1,900 for $60 plus $1,000 holiday bonus cash and no payments for 90 days on Expedition. Merry Christmas from your best in Texas Ford dealers.
It's time again for the KLST Local Kids First Toy Drive. Bring your new unwrapped gifts to these sponsored locations. All-American Chevrolet of San Angelo, San Angelo's Autoplex, Trend Furniture, Concho Valley ER, Old Central Firehouse, the KLST Studios, or the Concho Valley Homepage Digital Bureau in the Sunset Mall. Help this Christmas shine a little brighter for a child in need. with the KLST Local Kids First Toy Drive.
St. Jude is your security blanket. The support is always there. And the staff becomes family.
Coming here and receiving treatment that was life-saving for our child of no cost to us was a huge weight lifted. That was God placing people in the right place at the right time to make sure Ashton is okay to be here and live the rest of her life.
What if there was a place where every kid got a chance to be great? The Hershey's believe learning shouldn't have a price. Everything we need is taken care of. Our classrooms, they have no walls. We learn by doing through programs that give us an early start on college and our careers. Here, we have the chance to be great. And you can be next.
Angelo State Rams, well, they were on a tear since starting the season 0-2, and 9 games later, and the Rams would hoist the Lone Star Conference title, finishing a perfect 9-0 in conference play. For a second time in 3 years, the Rams hosted a playoff game, and this time it was Bemidji State coming to town in the Beavers, and Rams would see 4 quarters in a defensive game that would fall in favor of the Beavers, 24-14, ending the Rams season after. The Rams would close out 2024 as Lone Star Conference champions, and they would collect nearly 30 postseason honors, including 24 all-conference honors, 14 of which named as the first-team all-conference players. And last Monday, we met up with the 2024 Lone Star Conference Coach of the Year, Jeff Gersh, to give us his thoughts on that last tough loss in round 1.
It's one of those things. You're playing a really good defense, and they were too. I mean, it was 2 top 10 defenses in the country going at it, and you saw it on display, I think, on both sides of it. You really did. You know, at the end of the day, I think we kind of picked a bad day to not play our best game. I think, you know, after the first 2 weeks, starting 0-2 and, you know, running off 9 straight, I just felt like that we got better and better each and every week, and, you know, kind of continue that growth. And, it's just a matter of, you know, playing really good defenses obviously is something that you run into at times like that. But I don't know. I felt like we blocked them pretty well. We did some good things with it, but just didn't make the plays. And
Angelo State men's hoops was back on the court this past week after a 1-1 campaign the previous week. Now 2-2 on the season, 0-1 in conference play as they entered this past weekend. The Rams blew the doors off of Arlington Baptist 101-58 the previous Tuesday before starting conference play 0-1 in UTPB this past Saturday. The Rams lacked the intensity on Saturday they showed this past Tuesday against Arlington Baptist. Nonetheless, the Rams shot nearly 42% on Saturday, and although the 3-ball landed around 27%, that was an unorthodox night for the Rams team that traditionally shoots above an average percentage. And we caught up with head coach Vinay Patel to talk about his Rams team's effort this past week.
No, I thought we played really well Tuesday for our first home game. Guys were really excited, especially our new guys. First taste inside the Janelle Center Stevens Arena. So really excited to get going. I mean, obviously early part of the season right now, but was proud of the way we played Tuesday, and I thought our energy was really good. Thought our effort was amazing. I mean, we dove on the floor like crazy. I've had a lot of people comment on that over the course of the past week, which is great to see because that's the kind of intensity and effort that we want to see out of our group.
Rams basketball in this one hosting Southern Arkansas Mole Riders on Saturday. First half, South Arkansas with possession. Chase Jenkins loses the handle, stolen by Rams. Kendrick Delahousse coast to coast for the layup off the glass. 21-15 Rams. At this point, ASU led 30-23 at half. 6 minutes remaining in regulation. B.J. Davis to Jenkins for the corner 3. Mole Riders take the lead 50-49. DJ Freeman on this one, driving offensive board, put back on the play with the dunk. Crowd loving this one, and 30 seconds later, Delahousse, top of the key, drives to his left, reverse layup, and 1 count it. Rams up 7 at this point in the contest. Denham Dawson, final seconds, winding down, heaving this the full length of the court. Damani Woods for the slam, putting the game away. The Rams would hold on for the win, 71-65, improving to 3-2 on the season. Angelo State women's hoops on the road again this past week. The Rambells started their 2024 campaign 2-0. And since then, well, they have dropped the last two. Also 0-1 in conference play. The Bells took on South Nazarene and the Crimson Store in a slow start for the Rambells, scoring only 5 first quarter points. They would go into half down 34-17. And although they had a strong third quarter, the Rambells would fall in this one 67-54. A near identical game for both teams on paper. Free throws and fast breaks seem to be ASU's kryptonite. That game, Rambells back at home December 5th for their first of 2 conference home games next week.
On my hand, here's what we're doing, guys.
Angelo State volleyball exited the regular season as Lone Star Conference champions after defeating West Texas A&M for a second time this year, earning their 11th conference title in school history. The Rambells had a viewing party Monday while they waited for the seeding results for the NCAA Division II tourney. The Bells represent the South Central region and drew the top seed and host for the first round. ASU will host Colorado Christian next week in the Janelle Center, and if they win, they face the winner of DBU or Colorado Mesa round 2. ASU traveled to Colorado earlier today as they entered the third round of the NCAA Division II tourney for the first time in school history. The Rambells jumped out to an early 1-0 lead before the Mines tied it at 1 going into the halfway point. The Bells, unfortunately, would give up 2 more second-half goals, ending their fantastic season. The Bells suffered their first loss in over 18 matches, extending back to the second game of the regular season. Congrats, ladies, on a great year and a Lone Star Conference championship nonetheless in 2024. Coming up next on Season Pass, we give you Dallas Cowboys insider Mickey Spagnola's post-game Turkey Day thoughts. And after we look at the Texans-Jaguars divisional matchup from earlier today. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back.
Holidays and holiday trips and holiday toys and holiday bonding, and it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See All American Chevrolet in San Angelo.
Remarkable women from across the country.
I'm just a survivor that's not going to give up.
Help shine the light on their incredible stories.
I didn't survive to sit on my story.
125 trailblazers will be honored and could win $25,000 for the nonprofit of their choice, plus a trip of a lifetime.
This doesn't happen in my life very often.
Nominations open through December 20th.
I had to leave my baby in the hospital NICU.
If we come together, we can help every mom and baby be healthy and strong.
Join March for Babies, a mother of a movement.
1 out of 5 young people struggle with disorders like depression, dyslexia, ADHD, OCD, eating disorders, and anxiety. Every year, over 1 million young people visit the ER because of suicidal ideation and suicide attempts. 5,000 die by suicide. When we ignore mental health, we lose our children. The Child Mind Institute is a reliable, relentless, and revolutionary voice for children. To learn more, visit childmind.org.
Before we get to our NFL highlights, let's send it over to Mickey Spagnola for his post-game thoughts regarding the Cowboys' Turkey Day matchup this past Thursday against the Giants.
Man, this DeMarvion Overshown playing in his first full season in the NFL for the Cowboys after missing last year with a torn ACL. After his performance in Thanksgiving Day's 27-20 Cowboys victory over the Giants, this kid from Art Texas and the University of Texas. Had he been considered a rookie, he'd be a top candidate for NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just think about this, what he's done since Micah Parsons has returned from his injury. In the past 4 games, he's totaled 29 tackles, 3 sacks, 10 quarterback pressures, and had that batted pass he intercepted and returned for a touchdown. Just ask Micah what he thinks of D-Mo.
And I told y'all from the beginning he was going to be a dude, you know, from his rookie year. Before the injury, I said that would be an all-pro, Pro Bowl type player. I'm just happy that he's finally shown it. You know, I saw it from the beginning. I said, he reminded me of somebody. Now, he ain't 11 yet. That's Agent Zero. I think he has his own creative identity, and that's what I like. He's not trying to be like me. He's his own special specimen. Like, he's going to be felt every play. You know what I'm saying? So he's a wild cat out there on the field, but, man, I love playing next to him.
More bad injury news. Cowboys cornerback Josh Butler did tear his ACL in the game on Thursday, but Wanye Thomas sprained his knee, could return. CeeDee Lamb should be ready to go for the next game. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Mickey Spagnola.
And now for those highlights, Cowboys looking for their 2nd consecutive win. Drew Lock starting for the Giants with the scramble drill here. And after a review said no score, Tyrone Tracy is going to punch this one into the end zone. And this is that play that Mickey Spagnola was talking about. D-Mo is going to tip the ball to himself, intercepted for the 23-yard pick six, 13-7 on this play. We're going to get another look at this play. It's such a beautiful play for the 2nd-year player out of Texas. And we're also going to have a little welcome back party for Brandon Cooks, as he's going to get his way into the end zone here with the 2-yard touchdown catch, 20-10 at this point. And the Giants, they're not going away. Drew Lock on the ensuing drive to the right for an 8-yard touchdown, 27-20 at this point, but the comeback would fall short. Dallas wins consecutive weeks for the first time since week 5. Final score 27-20. Texans looking to regroup after last week's tough divisional loss to the Titans, traveling to face a struggling Jags team. Azeez Al-Shir is going to hit Trevor Lawrence as he's sliding down, and Trevor Lawrence is going to come out of the game, and a scuffle is going to break out, leading to Al-Shir's ejection in the first quarter of the game. And we're going to pick this one up in the 3rd quarter. Joe Mixon here. We're going to take another look at this hit. Just a brutal hit for Trevor Lawrence as he bangs his head off the ground. And flash forward to the 3rd quarter, Joe Mixon's 7-yard touchdown run, 13-6. At this point in the game, Mixon becomes the first player in NFL history with 100 yards and a rushing touchdown in 6 straight games. C.J. Stroud to Dalton Schultz this time, 22-yard touchdown pass, 23-6 Houston at this point. And, you know, we all love a little garbage time touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. for the touchdown catch here, 23-20. Houston's going to win this one. Final score. Coming up next on Season Pass, rivalry week in college football is always must-watch TV. I'll have the Lone Star Showdown highlights when we return. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back after this short break.
Sky high. Gold and silver prices are rocketing. Hi, I'm Mike. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB, Mike's Gold Buyers, for the best payouts. And you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
We have to clear inventory, people. Ideas?
We could have a big sale the whole month of December. Everything in stock, 40% off.
All right, guys, how about this? We could have a big sale the whole month of December and everything in stock, 40% off. Brilliant.
Oh, man, that's a great idea. That's literally what I just said.
No, I had an idea. I did this. Makes all the difference. It's the delivery.
Save 40% off everything in stock.
As temperatures drop in the Concho Valley, many of our friends and neighbors need our help. Head to one of these locations to donate a winter coat to those in need. The ConchoValleyHomepage.com coat drive sponsored by Brown Honda and Dry Clean Supercenter.
Rivalry week in college football is always must-watch TV. Now, although This game does not include a fight following a flag planting. It is a rivalry that most people in Texas do have circled on their calendars. The Lone Star Showdown seeing a great matchup this year. Texas facing Texas A&M. The Longhorns to face Georgia in the SEC Championship. If they win, first quarter action, backup quarterback Arch Manning, you know the name, rushed for a 15-yard touchdown, 7-0 at this point in the contest. They would get a second look at this one, and we would get a second look at the touchdown run by Arch Manning, his 4th of the season this year. Second quarter action, Quinn Ewers passed to Jaden Blue for a 7-yard touchdown. An absolute unreal ability to get his foot in bounds on this play. We're going to pick this up. Third quarter action, an interception touchdown from Will Lee III. He intercepts Ewers for a 93-yard touchdown. 17-7. Texas wins this one 17-7 and will play Georgia in the SEC Championship. Now back to the NFL as fans prepared for another snow game in Buffalo, one of the more better football environments. Here's that story.
Where would you rather be? Right here, right now.
Watching the Steelers-Browns game, I was super jealous. I look forward to these games all year. We finally got it.
We take a lot of pride in coming out and dealing with the elements. And when we get snow, it just fires us up even more. So we were ready right from the get-go.
Despite the flakes, fans came out in full force, just like we knew they would, enjoying spirits and great food, braving the roads to support the team.
Driving I-90, hitting Batavia, you start to see the little flakes, and then as we hit, Buffalo proper, seeing the snowfall. It wasn't bad at all coming out.
The conditions around the field were mild compared to last snow game in the 2024 playoffs. The wind did pick up at times, along with the snow, a fact that didn't shake Bills Mafia, as everyone was welcomed around the warmth of a fire.
I've never had a situation in all the years I've lived in Buffalo where if you've needed help, someone wasn't there to help you out. It's amazing. I can't imagine living anywhere else.
News 4 also ran into Gramps Morgan, 3-time Grammy-winning reggae country music artist from Nashville at a tailgate. He tells us he grew up idolizing Bruce Smith and has always loved the Bills.
To be here for the first time, my mind is blown, because I've done many things, played many great reggae festivals, won awards, but to be here today is gratifying.
We're going to now take a look at some 4th round info for the high school football season. I cannot believe we are already entering the 4th round. Wall is set to face Canadian 6 p.m., 12-6 at Lubbock Patriot Stadium. Junction, they have a tough matchup on their hand. They are facing Shiner, 7 p.m., 12-5 at San Antonio Hero Stadium. Please keep in mind that's 12-5. That will be a Thursday game. And Water Valley, the heroes this year in their story. Water Valley is headed to the semifinal round for the first time in school history, looking for a state championship berth as they face Whiteface, 2 p.m., December 7th in Lamesa. And that's going to wrap up this week's Season Pass. You can go ahead and check out all our content on the Concho Valley homepage under Season Pass. You can also follow us on Twitter at KLST Sports. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I'm Brian Cunningham. Good night, Concho Valley.
Thank you for watching Season Pass, sponsored by City National Bank. For more in-depth stories, scores, and highlights, head to ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Stories, visit ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Closed captioning for the hearing impaired is sponsored by the Law Office of Rick DeHoyas.